So again, this is part 2 of this week's Facebook Friday Q&A. Thanks to you guys again that submitted your questions for this. Let's get started here. D. Henderson. If Vince had to fire one person from Raw commentary due to budget cuts, who do you think would be the first to go? JBL, Michael Cole, or Jerry the King Lawler? If I had to say one of those three, it would probably be JBL because I think he values Michael Cole too much as a play-by-play guy. And in terms of Lawler, it almost seems like he's got a freaking lifetime job, if that makes sense. So I just can't see him getting the axe. So as a result, I think it would be JBL out of the three. I don't like JBL's commentary because to me he's always, playing both sides of the fence, and especially with Lawler taking the turn he's taken in recent years as a commentator, JBL needs to be the counterculture. He needs to be something else, and he's too much like these other guys. He ramps up the volume sometimes, but he doesn't do it consistently enough. It's like he sits there and I like this heel, but John Cena's fucking awesome. I mean, what shit is this? That's just dumb. Mario Rios. Would a carrot on a pole match between Kevin Dunn and Bugs Bunny with Michael Jordan as a special guest referee at WrestleMania draw? Big time bunny bucks, brother. You've got a real life bunny versus a cartoon bunny. Just think about the sheer dynamics of trying to actually get a wrestling match to work between the two of them. And then you bring Michael Jordan into the mix. All types of bunny bucks being drawn. All types of carrots could be bought for the real life Kevin Dunn bunny and the make-believe cartoon Bugs Bunny. Excuse me. Ronnie Cruz, do you think, given that Bret Hart's character name was Hitman, that WWE should have played off of that and actually given him more of a Hitman-type character, i.e. maybe other wrestlers actually hiring him to take out other wrestlers or just something to play off the Hitman name? Yes. Would have added another layer. Why not? I mean, if Bret was doing it, it would have been fucking legit. So why not do that? Why not? I don't see any reason why not. Kennedy Goodlet, do you think pro wrestling would be a good high school sport? No. No, I don't. Amateur wrestling is a good high school sport. Professional wrestling as one would be stupid. You want to do that when you're in high school, go in the backyard in the weekend and do it. Like most of the guys that are in the business now fucking did. Even though they'll tell you they didn't. Because they're full of shit. Fucking cowards. Hi there, Javid. Thoughts on JBL saying Michael Cole is the best announcer ever? More stupid garbage. Just when it comes to the WWE and people involved with the WWE, a lot of the things that come out of their mouths, just let it go in one ear and out the other. That's my advice to you. Michael Jans, I just saw a YouTube advertisement for Lucha Underground premiering October 29th on the El Rey Network. What are your initial thoughts on this new wrestling show and will you watch it? Is that the one that John Morrison's involved in? Exactly. I have no thoughts. I'm not watching it. Barely watching any wrestling at this point in time. Why do I want to watch Lucha Underground? What the fuck is the El Rey Network? I'm just asking, seriously. Stefan Elmegard Anderson. What country are you? You gotta be Scandinavian, right? Let me know. Do you think Batista's Royal Rumble win was pointless now? A little bit. Yeah. Name the 5 matches that you think will happen at WrestleMania 31. The same person, same question. 5 matches that I think would happen at WrestleMania 31. I don't know if I can come up with 5 off the top of my head, but I can come up with a few. At this point in time, the way it looks, you would get Lesnar versus Reigns, Cena Rusev, Rock Triple H, Wyatt Sting, and then probably Rollins, Daniel Bryan. If I had to guess 5 of them. Makes you wonder what they do with Dean Ambrose and Randy Orton and guys like that. But those would be 5 matches I could think of that they would do at this point. Victor Quintero, do you think WWE dropped the ball on Paige? Yes. She's supposed to be the anti-diva. And then you bring her up and you package her like so many other fucking divas. It's just moving on. Yeah, they fucked her up. Of course they did. They dropped the ball on her. They dropped the ball on everybody, especially when it comes to divas. Jonathan Pittman. If they were ever in the same professional wrestling promotion, could an MMA-style match between Lesnar and Lashley work? You talk about if he did like a Lions Den match. I guess my thing is that at this point, when they used to do like the Lions Den matches, Vince did it with Shamrock and Owen Hart and crap like that. Shamrock and who else was a Blackman. The difference was is MMA was much smaller and the professional wrestling industry was huge. So it didn't matter if you were putting over MMA a little bit. Now does matter because MMA has eaten dramatically into the professional wrestling market share, and the professional wrestling companies have basically sat there, rolled over, and been MMA's bitch. They've been Dana White's bitch. So to anybody that ever sits there and defends like wrestlers or people in the business that call fans cowards and punks and bitches, no, the cowards, the punks, and the bitches are the ones that actually work in professional wrestling that have sat there and allowed themselves to get punked by Dana White in the fucking UFC. Flat out. Could it work? Yeah. Should it be done? Fuck no. Rodrigo Machado. If it means the Blackhawks, the Bears, and the Cubs winning 10 championships in a row, would you get gangbanged by 100 guys? No, one of them is Jeff Jarrett. No, that's dumb. That's completely fucking dumb. No. Ridiculous. That's how bad that question was. Not only are you talking about 100 guys, but one of them being Jeff Jarrett. That's just stupid. Of all the questions you're going to ask, Rodrigo, that's the one you're going to fucking ask. Come on. Taryn Rooks. With 2015 right around the corner, do you think the Back to the Future myth will come true and the Cubs will win the World Series? No, I don't. Not time yet. They're too infatuated with renovating that dump Wrigley Field. So 2015 will be about celebrating the renovations of Wrigley Field, not winning baseball. Brandon Aiken, thoughts on JBL's WWE title run in SmackDown 2004 in general? Like I always said, it was a long-term transitional heel champion, as JBL himself even told me in 2012. So the fans that fucking told me he wasn't, I'm going to take it from the guy when I asked him, did he consider himself a long-term transitional heel champion? And he says, yes, I did. I was the guy to hold the belt until somebody, namely Cena, got ready. He would fucking know better than you. So I was right. Suck a dick. SmackDown 2004 was okay. I mean, you still had plenty of talent on the show. So, yeah, I didn't have much problem with it. Excuse me. Lamar Liffridge. How do you feel about Dave Meltzer claiming that WrestleMania 3 didn't have 93,000 fans at the Silverdome? Oh, baby. I've heard Meltzer has said this shit over the years. And I can't wait to clown his ass on this one. Now, let me say this so that way all of you that have grown up on Meltzer over the years and love Meltzer and swear by him and Alvarez, -5 stars. I ain't got no problems with them. I hate on them. They've done what so many of us would like to do. Get paid and make a decent living with basically doing what the fuck we're doing, just in different ways. I mean, that's the truth. When Al Snow said that Dave Meltzer is maybe the greatest worker in the history of the industry, I don't know if he's the greatest worker, but he's a great worker. Oh, yeah. Making 6 figures a year when he never was a wrestler and never really worked inside of the business. Yeah. Tremendous props to Meltzer for doing that shit. You got some of these assholes in the WWE spent years on the independent scene. They sit there and do all these crazy bumps, and they don't make the money that Meltzer does to sit there and reveal shit from inside the locker room. Who's the genius here? I'll side with Meltzer. But in this case, he's a fucking moron. I don't know why he continues to believe that WrestleMania 3 did not draw 93,000 fans. The original seating of the Silverdome, I believe, was close to 80,000, Dave. And then when you have to factor in the thousands upon thousands of seats that were on floor level where there usually would be football field in the Pontiac Silverdome on that 1987 day, Dave, that would indicate that the capacity for the attendance would be well over 80,000 and definitely heading north of 90,000. Where I think Dave Meltzer gets confused, and I'm kind of disappointed, and the reason I say that is because, Dave Meltzer knows quite a bit, and he should fucking know better. And it scares me because when he says something, people believe it no matter what, because this is Dave Meltzer. He's an internet wrestling god. So if he says it's got to be correct. Well, in this case, Dave Meltzer doesn't understand the difference. Apparently, between paid attendance and comps. Best way I could explain it is, let's say out of 93,000 people, let's just round it down to 93,000. You have 78,000, 75,000 that were paid, and maybe the other 15 to 18,000 were comps, meaning corporate giveaways from the WWE, what have you. But this is not some new phenomenon. You see this in sports all the time. You most certainly especially see it in the Super Bowl. Out of the 70 to 80,000 people that go see the Super Bowl every year, how many of them actually bought their ticket? And how many of them were corporate tickets and comp tickets from teams and this and that, players' families, what have you? Okay, does that mean that 80,000 people didn't attend the event and watch the Super Bowl? No, the fuck it doesn't. It's a distinction between total attendance and paid attendance. And for some reason, Dave Meltzer, as he advances in his years, apparently has become incredibly confused between the difference in the concepts of total attendance versus paid attendance. Just because there were comps doesn't mean that those people still weren't there. Furthermore, if you look at the Silverdome on that day, knowing, which I'm not sure Dave knows because I'm not sure he's watched anything other than wrestling or MMA over the years. I'm not sure he's a football fan, so maybe he doesn't understand this. Ding dong, dumb dick. The capacity of the Pontiac Silverdome in terms of the seating throughout the entire bowl, plus the floor seating, would have supported an attendance figure of, I don't know, right around 93,173 people. It is a stupid, ridiculous notion. It's not just some ham and egg or jabroni like me saying this shit. It's somebody like Meltzer, somebody that's supposed to have fucking credibility. The point of the matter is even those that you think have the most credibility sometimes can be the biggest fucking idiots in the world on certain particular topics. And on this particular one, and I would challenge Dave Meltzer on this and debate him on this and make him look foolish on this because he doesn't understand, to me anyways, the difference between total attendance and paid attendance, understanding what comps are, and understanding that it was physically possible to have 93,000 people in the Silverdome. It's not just urban legend. It's just not myth. It's fucking fact. It's true. So I don't know why Meltzer keeps saying there were only 75, what does he say, 75, 78, 80,000 people? His math just doesn't fucking add up. It just doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It's a shame, like I said, because so many people, now other people have perpetuated this and put this crap out here. And it's total crap. Meltzer should think about this shit before he says it because he has to understand when he says it, you've got all these other second-rate chop shop dirt sheets that'll sit there and rip that information off from him and then put it out there for other people to sit there and consume. And then those other people spread it and it becomes a huge fucking idea. It becomes its own kind of snowball, if you get what I'm saying. Anyways, enough about Meltzer and the stupidity of his attendance claims for WrestleMania 3. And Dave, sorry, mad respect, but on this one, you're fucking stupid. Period. Salman Khalid, can you explain in detail on why you think the Montreal screw job was a work? I'll close out with this one. I'll put it to you this way. Me being a bit of a conspiracy theorist, or always being a guy that looks more into things and doesn't always believe things at face value, just too many things line up too perfectly for this to have been an out-and-out 100% shoot. Too many things worked out too perfectly. It was too organically, awesomely done. It was like it was too structured. So, I wouldn't even say organic. It was just, there's just so many things. And, I mean, I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. But there's just so many things leading up to it, the actual event and the aftermath, that makes me think this is the biggest work in the history of the professional wrestling business. And what I don't understand is why so many Bret Hart fans get so pissed off about the notion that he might have actually been on the work 17 plus years later. Because if that was the case, then all those years that Bret Hart was actually pumping out that bullshit about him being the greatest worker of all time, it would actually be true. He would actually literally be the greatest worker of all time because he would have been a major contributing factor to the greatest work of all time, a work that was so great that perhaps only 3 people were ever truly in on it. That was Vince McMahon, Earl Hebner, and fucking Bret Hart. Not Shawn Michaels, not Triple H. That makes Bret the greatest worker of all time. Just think about that, Hitman fans. Anyways, Meltzer's WrestleMania claims are stupid. Screwjob was a work. I'll see you later.